Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a scenario of what if the Russian Empire returned. Of course, this is a WICSO scenario, not the Russian Empire from our real timeline, because that wouldn't make sense here. Anyways, jumping right on into this, I do want to say that I am trying to do all these videos in one take so that it's less time consuming and I don't have to spend time editing. I can just jump on to the next recording, which is what I want to do because recording is fun and I like doing it and it's enjoyable. So, yeah. Anyways, um if you do end up liking this video, make sure you do subscribe to show that you actually made it far into the video and like the video. It shows that you like this kind of content and that you would like to see more of it. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right on into this. And to start off, as you can see, Russia's back, and this is their peak territorial uh, territory as of episode 46. Same episode I pulled the old empire from when I did that scenario. You can see borders of the old empire, like all this area here is an old empire border. And you can see that reflected by Russia here. But now Russia will be taking advantage of some countries. This is kind of to be expected because they are an imperialistic country. And to start off, we're going to head on over to this thing, this poor little thing. It's going to get annexed by Russia, and Russia will very early gain access to the Caspian Sea, which is pretty huge because I don't think they ever had access to the Caspian Sea before World War III. So, yeah, Russia will get this access, and their economy is doing a lot better now. I mean, probably was already doing good because they're the largest country on this map by a long shot. So, yeah. Anyways, from here, Russia will be looking to make themselves an economic military community, and guess what? Nobody wants to join you because you are a expansionist country in a time period where there are basically none of those. So, yeah. And in fact, we're going to see basically the opposite happening as really quickly. We will enable all these layers, major cities, major military bases, and major ports as well. But we also need to factor in a new layer I've just created, which will be an alliances layer, because we're immediately going to see an alliance forming against the Russians. And this alliance will be a alliance that resembles a similar shape to the old Empire's alliance. And yeah, Finland and Norway will be forming an alliance against the Russians. But that's not all, because a few countries don't want to be near Russia. To start off, we have the Farmers Union, another former member of the Square Alliance. It makes sense that they would join this alliance. As well as this, we're going to see Germany and Austria joining up with this alliance because they were former puppet states of Russia. They don't want that history to return to them. And yeah, that probably makes the most sense for anything to happen. So yeah, we're going to see this anti-Russian expansion alliance already forming up in Europe. Russia's not really concerned about it because it's not very powerful in members. They could easily take it on and win. So yeah. Anyways, now ignoring that completely, we're going to head on to their next little expansion, which will kind of threaten this alliance, as they're going to annex the rest of this red country here, which will gain them access to another major city, 3 more military bases, and a naval port. Russia is expanding a lot, and they have not really used any military action to do any of that so far. But now they will, as Russian forces are now lining the borders of Ukraine. And a very quick decision will be made by the ruler of Ukraine, and that is to unite up with the Azov country over here, because as one, they'll put up a much stronger fight than if they were separate, and this would primarily benefit both of them because it gives them much more of a fighting chance. Although against this behemoth, it's not really that big of a change. I mean, they're still gonna beat you, but might as well waste more of their resources. Finally, we're gonna head on over to this little exclave here, where Russian forces will quickly push in and occupy it. for now, this is all that's going to happen because Russia, they fear that invading this thing will cause um, a feeling to go around this area, and they don't want that. Anyways, from here, we're not gonna really see this retaliation because, well, they haven't done much yet, and in the grand scheme of things, this area isn't really closely tied to Mesopotamia. So even if they did finish off this thing, it probably wouldn't mean much to the rest of them. Maybe if they invaded Caucasia, maybe that would cause a chain reaction. But for now, these guys are chilling. And eventually, we're going to see the full invasion coming, as, yeah, the Russians aren't just going to wait for this thing to inevitably fall apart because these people are not the same people. Um, yeah, this thing will very quickly begin to collapse as it's not economically stable whatsoever. It just look at it. It's lost a lot of land already, and this is not something you can really work off of. From here, we're gonna see the city falling, and after that, we're gonna see the capital falling. And this will basically do it in for this entire country, as they will go ahead and surrender over to Russia, and yeah, they're gonna get fully annexed. And yeah, bye bye capital, and more importantly, bye bye border. Yay. Now, looking at this map, you will be able to tell that Russia has expanded into most of the lands they probably would want to expand into. But there's one little region that makes Russia look a little weird. You, this guy right here. Um, they kind of like wrap around the pink country, and that's a little weird. So, why not invade them? Well, this thing used to be your former ally, so that might not be a good idea. That might not look very good. That may not make good impressions for other countries around the world. May cause the expansion of this thing, and once again, may enrage these guys. So you don't want that. So how about we go around them into this guy who you've already scarred? And this invasion will be relatively easy. This country is barely even a country at this point, and they're gonna get swept into oblivion. I know this is like mountains, but they're gonna do it anyway, because I said so. Yay! Anyways, their capital is gonna get demoted, and from here, Russia has expanded once more. And yeah, they could expand into this guy, but then that would make borders absolutely atrocious. Um, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Um, if you look at that, it does not look good. So I think it's time. Russia will begin to land their forces on the border with the pink team before inevitably they begin to push in from all sides. The pink team is absolutely cooked. Unfortunately for Russia, however, this will create the exact reaction they were fearing, because over in Europe, a military alliance is forming in not the idea of protection against Russia, but in the idea of annihilating Russia. And as you can see, a lot of countries will be joining up with this military alliance, even if they have beef with Russia or not. These guys are fearing for their eventual fall to Russia because Russia is a giant country and they can do a lot. So, yeah, they're going to plan a coalition against Russia. But that's not all, because more countries will be joining this outside of Europe. We head on over to Seafoam, Siberia. We'll join up with this military coalition alliance. As well as this, we're going to see this gold team over here joining up with it. And finally, we're going to see Caucasia joining it. And yeah, that's a pretty big move because that's the first Mesopotamian country to join that. That's probably going to cause a chain reaction into Mesopotamia if you don't do anything about it. I'm kind of surprised none of these guys would have joined it, but I mean, thinking about this area, all of them hate each other. They probably can't work together, so yeah, back to the war. And yeah, let's be real, the pink team's gonna get obliterated here. There's no way. And at this point, we're gonna see them losing their capital at this time in the war. And yeah, squeeze them to death at this point. We're gonna see the pink team surrendering over. And whoa, that is a healthy bite of land. Russia, you sure you want to eat all that? Okay. The pink team is going to get fully annexed, and that is a bad look for Russia because this coalition's about to get serious. Heading back on over to the Alliance's lair. Oh boy, this thing's about to get bad. Tibet will join the coalition alliance. Orange Afghanistan will join it. This weird yellow country will join it. Following this, we're gonna see this light blue country joining it. We're gonna see Crete joining it. We're going to see this Serbian thing joining it. Um, yeah, just a whole bunch of different random countries. I mean, some are not random, as you're gonna see in a second. Countries who are kind of important will join it, like these three over here. They're important, so yeah, don't ignore them. Oh, Ireland's gonna join it. Okay, and to back it all up, we're gonna see three countries joining up with it. The first of which is you. Second of which is you. Third of which is you. So uh yeah, and we're gonna head on over here to Norway, where a few skirmishes will happen, and eventually Norwegian forces will enter on in to Russian Sweden. They will force them completely out and will evict Russians from the region. From here, we move on over to Finland, where Finnish forces begin to do much of the same in Russian Finland. As well as this, they will also begin to push into other Russian lands in the north here, which is kind of weird because I thought we were just going after our own territory. Okay, says Germany, we're invading Russia now. And yeah, if you cannot tell what's going on here, the coalition has begun. Heading on over down to the Farmers Union, they're going to begin a massive front against the Russians as yeah, they're going to see a lot of success in the southern area that was recently conquered as they will begin to push into the Ukrainian region. As well as this, they're going to see a lot of success pushing up into Poland because, once again, this region hates being a part of Russia. And yeah, from here, we move on to Caucasia, where Caucasian forces will begin to rapidly move out. And they're going to see a lot of success. They liberate the former capital of Azov. From here, they begin to push into lands that were once owned by the Eastern Russian countries. From here, we move on over to Tibet, who will begin to send their forces into the recently collapsed dark blue country over here, and they will see a lot of success. Russia did a horrible job at maintaining this region here, and they also did a horrible job in maintaining the area in Tanatuva, as the gold team will kind of just walk in. From here, the massive army of Chinese forces is here, and they're working with the Seafoam Green country to push back Russia. And yeah, there goes all those major cities in that region. And from here, they're just gonna begin to push westward. Um, your days are limited, Russia. From here, we're gonna see the arrival of Indian forces as they begin to push up through the Tibetan front, pushing up into areas all the way up in what was the pink team a few minutes ago. And yeah, from here, we see the Americans arriving. They will be mostly seen in the German front as they begin to rapidly push into Polish territory. And at this point, Russia will attempt to make a peace deal because they know they're not going to be winning this war against this coalition. And they're not going to be getting that peace deal because these guys don't like a giant imperialistic country kind of desecrating a whole bunch of strong areas over here in Europe, or particularly the gold team and Poland are pretty strong countries, and them just losing land like that is a huge threat to Europeans and their influence. And we all know Europeans, even in WICSO and real life, they don't like their influence waning. So yeah, Heading back to this front here, we're going to see the continued march through Poland, as now they liberate Estonia, and they're going to go ahead and link up with the Finns in St. Petersburg. And from here, we see the Farmers Union forces pushing across southern Ukraine and linking up with the Caucasian forces. And at this point, it's wraps because the Caucasians will kind of just begin to blitz through Central Asia now as they begin to push across. And yeah, guess who they're gonna link up with? Tibet and India. This is this is a weird scenario right now, but yeah, Russia would not live this, and eventually the forces coming from the west would be able to capture the capital of Russia, and eventually Russia would capitulate. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Probably a little bit of a shorter one. It's because I don't have time, and I've gotten interrupted in this video, unfortunately. Great. So, yeah, I will see you all in the next one, which will be a WICSO video tomorrow.